So yeah, we were talking a lot about Star Wars here recently. We've been getting into Brock has been getting me into Star Wars again.
Don't blame me.
Well, you just said that you watched all the whole movie, all the movies, the 6 movies, right? There's 6 of them, right?
Oh, it was like
Oh shit, there were the new ones.
there's 11, right?
Fuck.
Yeah, there's like 6 we claim.
Yeah,
Actually, probably 3, but like let's just say 6.
but we were talking about how I think it's pretty much in agreement, kind of universally, that the more recent movies weren't the greatest, but the games that have been coming out are okay. Like The Force Awakens is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's shitting on those Kylo Ren and Rey characters are
yeah,
always using them in the games.
yeah. The meme material though that comes for those movies is great though. Like the Kylo Ren like more meme, it's great. Yeah, or the one where it looks like he's like really wide for no reason. He's just like got his shirt off and he's just like a fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's interesting is like the prequels in those movies are bad for different reasons.
yeah,
The prequels, it's like they're acted poorly, where I don't think the new ones are like that badly acted. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I remember I watched all of them in the theater, and every time I came out, I always said, I don't know what the fuck just happened. It was like blue and red the whole time.
yeah.
And I don't know, I was entertained, but then when I really like thought about what I just saw, I was like, that didn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I went and saw the 3rd one in theaters. I think that I was telling you earlier, that was the one that had like the most hype when I was growing up. It was like, holy shit, this is the one where Anakin is going evil into the Sith, to the dark side, and like the dueling was really cool.
I made my mom take me to that one.
Oh yeah, it was a really big moment in cinema history.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, no. Did you cry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
you're sensitive.
Be a man.
Young lad.
When he was killing everyone and everyone was
Oh,
dying.
the younglings.
That was fucking traumatic.
I love the
5th grade.
I love the corridor crew of the edit of them killing the younglings. Did you see that?
No, is
When
it?
like when when he goes in with the lightsaber, he presses a button, the kid falls through the floor and like smacks against the it's just a bloody
no,
mess.
that sounds funny though.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Because you like that YouTube channel. I'm surprised you haven't seen the Star Wars rated R edits. It's a whole YouTube
I haven't
episode.
watched their rated R stuff.
Oh, it's so funny.
I never got into what they did. I just watched their commentaries. But that sounds funny.
Oh, it's great.
They have the Harry Potter one.
They have the
rated
Harry
R.
Potter one rated R. The Star Wars one is a lot of fun though. They blow
Okay.
Jar Jar's head off with a pod racer.
Oh, why? Now this is pod racing.
Now this is pod racing.
Best line in all the movies. Mr. Jake Floyd.
Yeah.
He was not bad. Like, that first movie's boring.
Who,
Jar
Jar Jar?
Jar's terrible, but everyone was shitting on that kid.
Yeah.
And I heard that kind of fucked him up.
Oh yeah.
Same with Jar Jar.
Oh, the kid who played young Anakin,
Mm-hmm.
like young Anakin, not Hayden, but
Not Hayden. Hayden, we don't care about Hayden.
the young kid got bullied a lot.
Yeah, he got bullied, but he did fine. He was like a cute little kid.
Yeah,
Was like,
he was great.
Yeah. Apparently there's like a deleted scene where he like beats the shit out of that Greedo guy.
Yeah.
They should have left that in, because like that whole movie, you're like, this is a nice kid, and then in the second movie, you're introduced to this punk.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I deserve to be a Jedi. Like, fuck off. Like, no one likes you, so it wasn't that hard to watch him become a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it would have broke our hearts if Luke had turned to the dark side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, no one gave a fuck about Anakin. It was like this little punk, like whiny little brat. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, grow up. And then Natalie Portman
Right.
stays with him after he slaughters a village. Like, if your significant other said, I killed everybody because they killed my mom, not just the men, but the women and the children too.
So Greedo was the other bounty hunter, or is this who Anakin you said?
Yeah, you got in a fight with him.
With this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the guy who is like
The
famously
blue guy.
this guy here with the buggy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the guy famously was like, who shot first, Greedo or Han Solo, right?
You know who shot first? Greedo never shot in the original cut.
Oh shit, you're right.
Han shot him without question, and then when George Lucas went and like did like the re-release. He like added all this bullshit into those movies. I remember as a kid, my mom went to a garage sale, bought all 3 VHS tapes,
Yeah.
original cuts. And I was very shocked when I went back and like watched like the special editions and like Greedo shooting. There's all this like added CGI that looks so out of place in all of them. They got rid of the Yub Dub song at the end of the Return of the Jedi, where all the Ewoks are like Yub Dub, bum dum.
Yep.
You know that song?
Yeah.
They're like it's like this royalty free music they put over that you'd hear at like a mall while they're all celebrating. What happened to Yub Dub? That's like the greatest musical number of that movie.
Yeah.
And then they added in that other song, and they have these like CGI characters that just look so god awful. And why go and tamper with your movies? Like, you can go and fuck up your Disney movies. That's fine. I don't care. But man, Han shot first.
Yeah.
No one shot after.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching, and I can't. Yeah, this isn't a Star Wars review episode, nothing like that.
Apparently it is.
Apparently it is. Like I was telling you how like sometimes they go down like the deep wells and rabbit holes of Star Wars lore. But I was watching the first or third. I can't remember. It was an episode where it was like the Disney, what's on like Disney Plus and stuff like that, and what came out later when CGI had improved ever so slightly. Like the CGI renders a Jabba the Hutt look like ass.
Yeah, that scene wasn't in the movie.
No, and they added it, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Give me the old animatronic Jabba the Hutt over the CGI blobby mess. But,
yeah, I'm just glad that it's still that animatronic in the new ones.
Right.
But yeah, because that thing cost like $500,000 and was like 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's like 5 people in it.
This was like 10 years before Jurassic Park came out.
Not accurate, but yeah. It's crazy. And, practical effects hold up a lot better than like old computer generated stuff too. That's why like movies like Jurassic Park still kind of hold up a little bit,
Yeah, it's also like lighting.
Yeah, lots to do with the lighting.
Dark.
Yeah, things you can't see all the hands going up the asses of the puppets and stuff. And yeah, but it's funny that we talk about Star Wars too, because there's one Star Wars thing that made me kind of think about this album in particular that we're listening to today, and I'll talk about that when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
So we listen to your face like, huh? I'll let you know when we get to it. But
okay, all right.
Anyways,
welcome
to ARB Earners. This week we listened to Moskru on the Swords and Plowshares Alike by Kayo Dot.
Did you practice that?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I did not practice
I can tell.
Moskru on the Swords and Plowshares Alike. It's got like a Scottish.
It does kind of.
Yeah. Come here, you laddies. We're going into battle.
Because no one talks like that. Nobody
talks like that because that's like not even a thing that I was doing.
Groundskeeper Willie. Boy, the moss grew. It's a pretty good art roll.
That was a good art roll, yeah.
I think it's because I ate that chocolate bar and I got all this phlegm in my throat.
There's a hilarious video of a drunk Scottish guy, and somebody's trying to tell him to say purple burglar alarm, and he's having an absolute stroke trying to do it.
I feel like I've seen this.
Let me see if I can find it.
You may have sent this to me.
I might have. I'm not sure.
I can't.
Purple burglar alert.
I can't do it twice, apparently. Grew. That's trying too hard.
Yeah. There it is. Purple burglar alarm, Scottish.
Purple burglar alarm.
There it is.
Let's hear it. Burglar.
Burglar.
Fuck you.
It's perfect that he
had it and then he added another at the end.
This guy, you were close. You were close. Okay.
No, he's a little too kind. Perk. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah, I love these clips you showed me last week's.
Yeah.
Maybe Bobby.
Maybe Boppy. Did you listen to that again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, it's Bop.
Yeah, I've watched it a few times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Twerk.
Yeah. We're starting to add a little bit of our own things to the show, which I like. I mean, we have which is actually the wrong key I was trying to hit, but it's still hilarious. Yeah, so we were just about ready to record, and Brock had got done eating a chocolate granola bar is what it looked like.
Cocoa Pebbles
bar. Yeah.
It made my throat phlegmy,
which resulted in
right as Trevor hits record.
You sound like Rick the hormone monster from Big Mouth.
I was going for Gollum.
I was trying to hit this.
Lord Foog the Toast.
Yeah, so we got that. Now so we're building our own thing here.
Yeah, can we have any one of these days we're gonna have to find a non-obscure soundbite.
Yeah,
or do we?
I don't know. I think we'll just
Lord Foog the Toast.
Lord Foog the Toast.
Yeah.
How loud are these sound bites?
That one is pretty loud.
Yeah, these are loud.
My fuck.
Let me see what's going on with that. It could also just be that our volume is up too high.
Well, I don't feel like you're up high, but
yeah,
with my chin held high.
There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah. But anyways, this is the Earby Earners. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everybody. Earby Earners family. All 180 some subscribers. Oh my God, listeners we have on the channel.
180?
I think we're at 180 views. So to say listeners isn't fair, but we have 140 some on Spreaker, I think, which is pretty good. We're doing okay. We're crawling, but we did get one more subscriber
on YouTube.
We did.
Saw that.
We have one more subscriber. Thank you. Let me see if I can shout out to that person.
And by one more.
Who did it?
By one more, we're going to call it our first.
The Raccoon Dog. Thank you, Raccoon Dog. The Raccoon Dog for subscribing. I don't know who you are, but I like the name. It's an interesting thing. I wonder if it's like a chimera of a raccoon dog. And a dog. But thank you for subscribing.
Cat Dog sequel.
The Cat Dog sequel, Raccoon
Love
Dog.
It. Yeah, let's call it what it is. You are our first subscriber.
We have. Who was the third?
On YouTube.
We have 4 subscribers.
We have 4?
Yeah. We had a third in there too.
Oh, I don't know the third. Maybe
I don't know.
Anonymous.
And
okay.
they didn't share their who they're like.
You're
so
our second subscriber because two of them is us.
Yes, that's the truth.
We cannot lie.
We cannot lie.
Which I have 5 YouTube accounts and I'm not subscribed to us. I'm a little embarrassed.
Yeah, but our ulcerate episode got 34 views.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's doing probably better than a lot of our other ones.
Arcade
honestly.
Fire was our best, right?
Well, I think it's just because it was our first, I think, to be honest.
I
think.
I thought they care about
44 views for Arcade Fire.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. I be damned.
I be damned.
I be damned. But anyways, this is the Earby Earners. We listen to Kayo Dot. Moss Guru on the swords. And I can't do an accent. Can you try?
Moss grew on the swords.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably more appropriate.
And we're not going to abbreviate this title at all in this podcast.
I just want to do that because when I listen to this album, I think of I'm lined up before a battle and a Braveheart kind of thing. And I'm about ready to
It sounds like
it's just epic. It's I'm going to run into battle, just big dick energy, just gonna clobber some people.
I feel like it's like an old man who's starting to tell us about this big battle.
Yeah.
And we're about to go back in time.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll the intro music.
Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna do it, aren't you?
Lord Foog the
That was pretty true, wasn't it? Raccoon dog. Raccoon dog.
Raccoon dog.
Raccoon dog.
Raccoon
Are there
dog.
numbers after that?
No, it was just the raccoon dog.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah,
The raccoon dog.
the raccoon dog.
I love it.
I love it too.
We have the first raccoon dog. It's not even raccoon dog 69 or whatever.
No, it's just yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Well,
He
thank
just
you.
took his. I wonder if he just took his two favorite animals and just put them literally just like raccoon dog.
Wow. Your favorite animal's a raccoon. That says a lot.
They're cute. They got hands. They kind
They are
of they look
cute.
like little thieves, little bandits.
Yeah, but yeah, they're cute and like I love the TikToks, but they're always doing something seedy. They're always like in the garbage. I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I ain't gonna pet one.
Right.
Yeah.
I think more possums is one that I'm like,
That's where the dog comes into. Oh, possums are gross.
yeah. But
Yeah.
people love their fucking possums, man. You got to be careful with that. There's people who love possums. And I guess for like they're not bad. Like they just kind of freeze up. Louise almost killed a possum one time.
Oh, really?
I had to get her in the house. Yeah, it was an ugly thing, but yeah. But people love their possums. People love their animals.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Should you keep a possum? It's an opossum, right?
There's a possum, there's opossum, and then there's just possum. I think one's in Australia. It's a different thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Man, like we both need like prescription like ADHD medication, I think.
Yeah, because you read that song title or that album title, and
And
you're
now
like, I
we're
gotta
here.
show you this Irish guy who's drunk.
Yeah.
Have you seen Star
Purple or
Wars?
burglar or
Purple.
purple or burglar or
Moss grew on the Swords and Plowshares Alike.
yeah. Why don't you get us started?
So this is Kayo Dot. This is their they've had a lot of albums. They've been together 18 years. Originally, the lead man behind Kayo Dot, Toby Driver, began with this band called Maudlin of the Well in the mid-90s. And they've released 3 albums before breaking up. And then subsequently they released another, I think in 2009, where they got the band back together. But Kayo Dot formed in 2003 with a lot of members of Maudlin of the Well, I believe. And then they released their first album, Choirs of the Eye, which kind of took things in a different direction. Maudlin was kind of this hodgepodge of like doom metal mixed with like chamber music and a lot of other styles. And there's woodwinds and violins, and they had this really weird take on metal music. And then Kayo Dot came around, and that first album, it seemed like they kind of did away with the riffs. They every song was like through composed, so there wasn't really a lot of like, there was no callbacks to prior elements in each song. And it gets branded as like post metal, but then if you're if you grew up like listening to ISIS or Neurosis, and then you like stumbled on the band, sorry, and then you're like that. This is how I discovered them. I was into those bands like Rosetta, some of those like post metal, sludge, like doomy bands. And then I was looking at like bands that sounded like them. So I was looking at lists, like what are the greatest like post metal albums? And Choirs of the Eye was like top 5 on this list. And I listened to it and I hated it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't sound like any of those bands at all. Except for maybe one track, which kind of like had some ebbs and flows. Post rock's just kind of like it starts from like 0 and kind of builds up and then comes down, has its big peaks and valleys. But yeah, this album was like kind of difficult to listen to. So, but for some reason I kept going back to it to try to like listen to it, and I don't know.
Which one is this you're talking about?
Their debut, Choirs of the Eye.
The debut album? Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of was my gateway. And I was also into like Godspeed You Black Emperor, who they're a post-rock band. So, I mean, they kind of had like, similar vibe as like what I would want out of like a post-metal album. Like structurally, those genres are kind of the same.
Yeah.
One's just heavier, probably has more vocals. that being a post metal. So yeah, that was my introduction, and they're kind of a chameleon of sorts. Because I think it was like 2013 I found them, and from there they made like another similar album, their second one to the first one, and then I think in 2009 they did this album called like Blue Lambency, which is like this weird jazz like album that not like jazz but kind of like chamber, kind
It
of
says
mysterious.
Blue Lambency Downward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like very not metal at all. And it's funny because they got signed to Hydra Head Records at that time, which is like the Aaron Turner of ISIS the band,
Oh, really?
his label.
Oh, wow.
And then they released their least metal album yet. And then
Aaron Turner's Old Man Gloom too, right?
he's an old man. He's in like so many bands. But yeah, so they kind of change with the album and kind of the musicians that Toby Driver kind of has in town with him. He's the driving force behind the band. So
yeah.
Yeah, after that, I mean, they got into like they had this one album called Gamma Knife, which is like really poorly recorded, and I think it was because they didn't have album funding at the time, but it kind of had this like little black metal like vibe to it that people kind of dug. And then they like got into like kind of like, it wasn't like soft rock, but it sounded like it could be like a Blade Runner soundtrack. So they went electronic for a bit.
That was Gamma Knife?
Because
Because that sounds like something that would be like Blade Runner or something.
no, that's the kind of black metal sounding one.
That's
I
interesting.
tried listening to it today, and it sounded like it was just live, and
Yeah.
it seemed like the woodwinds were closest to the mic, so we have all this like chaos happening. Toby's
Yeah.
like screaming his head off, and then there's like these beautiful woodwinds really close to you, and you're like, "Whoa, I don't know if this is like flawed or really artistic."
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where the verdict is on that, but I think that's probably that and Blue Lambency are probably their least like favorite albums amongst fans.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you say like you said the chameleon side of it, because this is my first album that of Kayo Dot's that, you know, I'm sure and I'm certain that in the time that me and you've been friends and we've hung out, that you've put on Kayo Dot and we've
Probably,
listened to
yeah.
it. Yeah, more than likely.
And you probably didn't know it was them because there's
I think every time it was on, you were like, "Hey, bro, this is Kayo Dot."
probably
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
and a drunken stupor.
Do you know Toby Driver? This is Kayo Dot. He used to play in modeling on the well. Here's some Dragon Fest. So yeah, I'm sure at some point in our
So
friendship, I've
Do you like
listened-
swans?
yeah.
Here's this song. He says "fuck" like 200 times.
I'm just a little boy.
I've terrorized you, man.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's made me a better person. Yeah,
I
still character.
suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, which I thought was interesting that you mentioned that they went like an electronic route, that this album that, you know, my first time fully listening to and being critical of and, you know, really throwing myself into one of their albums, it's like it has like almost a power metal ballady kind of like medieval times, kind of like, it doesn't have like, you know, like the medieval times like lutes and things like that,
Yeah.
but it's like it makes you feel like you're like back in the days of yore with like knights and armor and swords and
Yeah.
blood and you're protecting your homeland from the burglars and the,
Okay, Mel Gibson.
yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't
Braveheart.
read the lyrics, but the song titles really have that
Yeah.
vibe.
It's funny because have you listened to this on Spotify?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes Spotify will, if you're listening on your phone, will play like a video of the song as you're listening to it, and the one I think it's is it Get Out of the Tower? Yeah, Get Out of the Tower is just they throw a sword on the grass and they just throw like fake blood on the sword. It's really comical,
I don't know if
but
I wonder if the Kayo Dot actually did that.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
It seems pretty silly, but that's the vibe I got from it. Even looking at the album art, I think of like some kind of weird, maybe even like in the world of like Skyrim or something like that.
Yeah.
Just it has like a fantasy kind of feel to it. I think that's what I'm getting from it, like
Right.
fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons kind of a feel out of this. I don't know if you got the same thing, but that's what I took from it. Like the first track is the Night Errant. Like it's a knight the knight, right? And then there's a tower. What lives in towers? Well, that's like the dragon in the tower, and you have to save the princess from the tower, and then you rescue the princess. And then the necklace, like, it has like a weird kind of like, and the Brethren of the Cross gives me kind of weird, like a Crusades type of thing to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting about them is he never writes the lyrics. This guy named Jason Byron does.
Yeah.
He had growled on like Model of the Well's early albums, but he didn't sing at all on this. And he's like super into like occultism and like Satanism. And he's like really well-read philosopher, like, and he like writes these like grandiose stories, and then Toby just uses the lyrics. I watched an interview with this guy talking to Toby. He wanted to like pinpoint all the religious themes, and Toby's like, dude, I don't really know what this is about, honestly. Like, I don't like to contextualize my life around religion. But the dude's like, your last album was called Blasphemy. He's like, man, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. He's like, you have to ask Jason.
I just imagine like a celebrity in like an interview, just like, you realize you use like a slur here and there. It's like, I just say what they write down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like Slayer with Tom Araya being Catholic. And they're like, aren't you worried about going to hell? He's like, nah, King wrote the lyrics.
Like, I just say what they told me to say, man. It was on the prompter, man. I just said what it said.
Sorry, I'm a fucking robot. Yeah. No, that's in. I always found that interesting because Toby obviously has to understand it to be able to sing it. Because like, I didn't really realize this when I first got it, but I was trying to find like liner notes because all I saw was Toby, the lyricist, and then the guitarist Greg Massey, who played in Model of the Well. But it said he only does guitar solos. He's
a fucking beast.
So
I love him on this.
He's great.
Yeah,
but that means Toby did everything else
on this album. Really.
Everything.
That's impressive. Toby, you're a fucking beast, man. Like, you're like Toby, like,
he is a multi-instrumentalist. I just always assumed, like, because the drumming sounds like kind of one of their former drummers in the band.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, maybe it isn't. And then I just couldn't find it anywhere. And I think he gave it away in an interview that he's like, yeah, it was just the three of us.
Wow.
I'm like, holy shit. Because I thought Jason did vocals on the first song.
Yeah. Does he do the art too?
Yeah, he did the art.
Man, like, we were been talking about this with Ulcerate. Like, how the fuck do we just produce? Like how do these just super talented motherfuckers just like, they just like poof, and then they just know all of these things, and like, I'm envious. Just absolute like that. They just come out in the world and they're like, yeah, I can fucking do it all. And there's
well, I mean, when you have limited funds and
it's true. I think
like what Kayo Dot has like 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, like,
which shows to
so
me like
DIY.
they need more love.
They do need more love. This is why we're doing this. I mean, like they're too amazing to not talk about.
Yeah, and I definitely need to learn a little bit more of their discography. You know, if I liked this as much, Heart on the Table, Cards on the Table, if I liked this as much as I did, then I probably like other things within their discography. But I guess we can just jump into it because thank you for giving the background information on the album, on the band. Was there anything else left that you were gonna say about it?
I mean, that's kind of the gist of it. It's like they seem to find a new theme every album and kind of go with it. This is probably their heaviest record in a while. Their most truest to form. Yeah, the last one it had like that similar like spacey kind of spooky vibe to it. Yeah, but it wasn't as heavy. Like, he sang most of it, and I think it was a little maybe catchier.
Okay,
I'm not totally sure if that catchy is the right word, but it was poppier, I think. There was there was like one song where I really thought I was listening to The Cure for a second.
I got you.
But like here, it seems like more of a throwback to like 90s gothic doom metal. Like,
it has a lot of nostalgic sounds. Like, I love the synths in this whole album. The synths that he chooses to, oh my god, they sound so cool.
Dude, the fucking necklace.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Is there a guitar in here?
That's the one that starts with the drum solo, and then it goes into the synth. Yeah.
That took some growing on me because I didn't like that at first, but that's probably one of my top songs.
It's weird
on this
because
album.
the synths in this, and I keep going back to this, but like it takes me back to like early PlayStation 1 era, like synth stuff. Like it takes me back to like the synths that are like in the old Tekken games, the synths that are in the old like Bushido blades, and it takes me back to the old like that sound, and I love it. It's so nostalgic. And a few of these acts that we've been listening to, some of these albums have been kind of utilizing kind of that same sound. I know Bark Psychosis kind of took me back to that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But, some of the synths in here are just so lush, and I love the sound of them and the way that they're utilized. But yeah.
Go to YouTube real quick.
Okay.
On their last album, they had a song that Toby actually made a music video for, and he made it look like a video game.
Oh, really? What is it called?
Type in Kayo Dot
music video?
I think it's Midnight.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool looking.
That one's trippy as fuck. It's called Midnight Mystic Rise and Fall, I think. Or no, Turbine Hook and Haul.
Is this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like look at the kind of the art that he did on it.
What is your age to improve relevance of ads you see?
15.
Oh, God. We have to click the 25 to 34. That's insane. Okay. Oh, that is cool. This is Kayo Dot?
Yeah, this is from their last album.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a Nintendo DS.
Like definitely
Game Boy game.
Like a indie Nintendo styled game. Yeah.
Yeah, skip a little bit into it because it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did Toby make this?
Toby made this.
Oh my gosh, Toby. When do you have the time to do anything else?
Yeah, this was in 2019 too, so he wasn't locked down during this.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which is the primary reason this album happened, because I think he was living somewhere else, and then he had to go back home, and he went to the same like place they recorded the first Maudlin record, I believe, and that's when he got the band back together, for lack of a better word, and I feel that's why the music's such a throwback to those early Maudlin days.
Yeah.
I didn't think Kayo Dot would ever do a heavy record again. Last year, or 2019's Blasphemy, was the heaviest I thought we were going to get.
Yeah.
So there was a couple screams here and there, but nothing like this. I mean,
where it's like growling and screaming and singing and things like that. So the Night Errant. I love the rhythms in this track. I love how it starts off as kind of like this kind of unsettling. It kind of has like that.
Dun, dun, dun,
it's like how like
dun, dun.
It goes back to that feeling of being in a video game. It's like when you're in like a place in a game, like a
Bowser's Castle,
like in a dungeon or something. Yeah, you're like Bowser's Castle. Exactly. You're just like, where's the doom coming? It's not yet here, but it's kind of like, but where's it at? Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of this mysterious sounding intro. I love it. It's so unique.
And when I first heard this, I was like, of course, Kayo Dot would go back to being heavy without being able to headbang to.
Right.
Like, you guys are just toying with me.
Yeah.
But by the end, it kind of gets to a point where you're like, okay.
Yeah, there's parts in this that
you don't notice it the way it evolves, but it really, it really becomes something you kind of lose yourself in.
Yeah.
At the end, because at first you're like, I don't know what's happening.
Right.
Then his vocals are, for like a classically trained singer, I just feel like that can't be good for your voice.
This right here.
Yeah.
So
he's like,
you remember when I was talking about at some point I was going to make a Star Wars reference, and this is even before you fucking mentioned Battlefront to me. I was thinking this even before we were talking about Star Wars, and I'm not dissing him. I like the growls. I like that it's kind of eerie and creepy and kind of like ghoulish in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time I listened to this, the first thing that came to my mind is just like, that sounds like Watto from fucking Star Wars.
Sounds Watto.
Hey.
Oh, the blue guy, yeah.
That's the bug guy. He's the slave guy.
That's funny.
Do you hear it?
I do hear it. Yeah, it's just watch that movie. It's like,
Hey, Annie Skywalker.
Like, you want some gabagool?
You want some star gabagool?
Yeah. No, it's a
pretty racist kind. I would say racist, but not really a PC character that Star Wars. I think that they did run into some
I
trouble
don't
with
think
Watto.
any characters in that first movie were PC. Yeah, I kind of. Yeah.
That's just kind of the first. We don't even talk about Star Wars, and that's listening it side by side.
I do hear it a little bit. It's at first I didn't really like it. I do like it now.
I do too. Yeah,
because like that's always the thing with Kayo Dot. They always like subvert your expectations.
Yeah, they
don't always do stuff that you can really easily pinpoint from another band. I do love that, like, it just sounds like a different singer is on every track in it, but it's not.
I could see that.
Because like, there's other songs where he's screaming more traditionally or growling more traditionally, but here it's like this restrained, like throaty, like it just sounds like it's just shredding his voice.
Oh yeah, it sounds menacing. It sounds ghoulish.
Yeah,
kind of like the henchman or like the evil boss in like the castle. Like, no,
right.
Carry on my orders, right? Creepy.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I like how wretched it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really took me some time to like appreciate how different each song he sounds on, or like the different voices he uses, and just a variety of like even when he is screaming.
There's I think it's Get Out of the Tower or The Necklace, where he does this crazy like power ballad, like,
oh, it's a spectrum of one color.
Yeah. It's like straight out of the 80s.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that was a spectrum of one color song.
Yeah. It's so great.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Like, this is just like, we're gonna go fuck up a dragon is what
pretty much
I think of when I listen to this. But it's brooding. I love the instrumental. It's just really cool. I don't know how else to put it. I love the tremolo and the.
It's just funny, like how
tones.
A lot of albums, like they like have an intro and they lead in, and this one's like, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Like I put it on for Rachel, and she's like, "Did you just put it on in the middle of the song or something?" And I was like, "No, I guess not."
A lot of this could be like Skyrim boss music or something. Like, you should not have come here. Have you ever played Skyrim?
I've watched it.
Yeah.
It does have that vibe. Like, just medieval, and it's funny because like it's so futuristic with those keyboards too. It's like almost like a theremin at some point.
Right. I love that. There's a particular track in here that does that pretty well. I wonder if that's Brethren of the Cross or is this one we're listening to right now, the Night Errant. It's just so epic. This
ending is insane. Yeah, and the fact that this is the first song, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be a
ride.
Yeah, it's a ride. It's kind of like the Agaloc's The Mantle, like when they're like, let's put the 14-minute song right at the front, and you're like, holy shit.
That album, that Pale,
The Shadow of the Pale Companion,
probably one of my favorite songs. Like, dude, top 10 favorite songs is that track.
Even the sweep.
That little sweep is.
It's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of goofy. The first
it's a little goofy, but.
Because like there's nothing like that on the song, and they're like, let's do a little noodly guitar thing.
That's like the shit I'd throw in there, though. You know me.
I thought it's cute. Yeah. But, I watched him do it live, and he botched it. But
whatever. I still love that song.
A great song.
It's so fucking good. But that
would have to be in my top favorite songs too.
Yeah, it's badass. And then. Yeah, so the Night Errant, I like the way that starts off, and it's epic, and it just has that. The only thing that I was saying was that Watto kind of, hey, Annie, Skywalker. You gotta gabagoo.
You do that too well.
Hey.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
Yeah, but that's the only thing about that. But yeah, I agree with you. He does have different vocals that he does in this, which is really versatile. And it's kind of like characters. Maybe he's doing some like kind of character play in this. Like the voice he just did here is a different person in this kind of story that he's unraveling throughout the album, right? So maybe this was like the main villain that we opened up with or something, right?
Yeah, but we wouldn't know if we would read the lyrics.
We would have, but we didn't.
Yeah, but we didn't. I even have the vinyl, and I even
we're compressed for time when we only have a week to do this, and we both still work our full-time jobs.
I had time.
Oh, I did too. I think
Battlefront, man.
that no.
I got some time clocked on that game, man.
Oh man, Star Wars. All right.
Fucking yeah.
Brethren of the Cross was an interesting one.
Yeah, what is the scale they use?
What do you mean?
Like that.
I like this intro. I don't know if it's a scale.
It's just very, very evil, but also very
probably a minor
medieval.
Or something. I'm not gonna start sitting here and be like, "Oh, that's a Phrygian in E sharp."
That's a frigid
minor. It's a Phrygian or Locrian or a fucking.
Did you take theory?
I took music theory in high school. I don't fucking remember that shit.
I didn't take it. I said no.
The only scales I know in my like guitar playing is like the blues scales
Dorian.
and things like that, and the one that the Dead use a lot, which is like oh my god, I can't think of it. It'll come to me.
Standard.
It's one of those weird
pentatonic.
Names. Well, pentatonic. That's like you mess with that and you get the blues scale, and then
if you play a pentatonic in the right key, you're
starts
just gonna
with
sound
M.
like a god.
It starts with an M. What is it?
M?
Yeah.
Merlin. Meridian.
Meridian. No.
I don't know, man. I don't know my scales. Is Dorian or is Dorian the one that like all the metalcore bands use?
I think so. I don't know.
Or is that Phrygian? I don't remember, but it doesn't matter.
Phrygian, no.
We're not qualified for this.
Different scale names. I'm Googling it.
What's crazy about Brethren of the Cross? Like, there's just like some heavy double bass parts that are so straightforward. I was just I'm surprised that
Mixolydian is the one I was thinking.
Oh, Lydian.
Lydian and then Mixolydian. So Mixolydian is the one I know how to play.
Fucking
mostly.
Nerd.
Yeah.
I see.
I use Mixolydian a lot when I play, but Mixolydian is like, when you listen to like we're listening to Brethren of the Cross, which is a good track, but like Mixolydian is what you hear when you're listening to like Scarlet Begonia's bum ba ba bum 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 bum
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, Mixolydian is very much kind of like in that.
Yeah,
but you can use it for a lot of things. You can mix it with like the blues scale and do things like that. But yeah. But anyways, Brethren of the Cross. Like I was listening to a lot of these tracks, and I listened to all of these, and there's just some times where it's like hard for me to really like grab a hold of a certain part and like really fully remember it. And that's just one of those things. I wish we had more time. But I did like this track, and
it's just crazy. Like it is so motif heavy.
Yeah.
Like because this is one I get lost into, and then I'm like, what happened?
Right.
I was like so into it, but then I'm like,
that's what's I've been having the problem with too, is I get so into it and get kind of lost into it, and I'm just kind of on for the ride. And
it's like I wrote down parts and stuff.
Right.
Like 308, I think that's when the double kick comes in that like just surprised me at just how normal that sounded.
Yeah. I was making like timestamps in my head, but I obviously can't remember all of them. Yeah, that's cool.
Ooh, yeah. It's very 90s, like Doom, like Tiamat or My Dying Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this.
I like that vocal line. The 325 of Brethren of the Cross.
Like it's so melodic, but it's also
this
like
whole thing is very melodic, I'd say.
Yeah. I think it's just that like kind of like also right where there's never really like it's just hard for like our minds to wrap around the rhythms that are happening.
Yeah.
Like
that's
where is
true.
one at?
Yeah, I remember we were talking a lot about that in the Ulcerate episode because we were like, we both agreed that we really enjoyed it, but like to decipher certain parts, like because following along with an Ulcerate song off the album that we were listening to was like the band's described as being nauseating and like chaotic, right? How are you going to follow something like that? I mean, we did timestamps as best as we could for that, but and there were good moments that we picked from it, but I'd say this one's a little bit easier to do that than Ulcerate, just because it's not nearly as, it's not nauseating, it's not chaotic, it's a little chaotic, but not.
Yeah, like there's definitely like easily parts you can pick out, and you're like, I like that. Also, it makes you work for it a little bit more, I think, and this kind of does too in a way, but I think because there's like, also it's a little heavy on the low end. This kind of explores like the entire register of like sounds, from vocals. Yeah. Like he's doing different things versus just growling the whole time, which you find in a lot of bands. And like the guitar lines go up and down too. Yeah. Like I think what did I put down? Like 648. There's like some more, like it's kind of a lower end, like dare I say breakdown part.
We're at 640 right now. Okay.
Yeah, hear this?
Yeah, this is cool.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun. There's a little ping like from Echoes by Pink Floyd.
I got a little bit of Pink Floyd stuff from this album too.
Yeah.
Definitely, like in the vocals, I think maybe in the Necklace, or I can't say the last. Epipistitidion, track 7.
Very nice. The closer. What a closer.
What a closer.
Bruh.
Yeah, I got like a Pink Floyd vibe.
Yeah, but this is such a cool track just because like it seems like there's a main theme and it always like calls back and beckons to it a little bit.
Right.
Which the way Kayo Dot started, like they were like, nope, no repetition. We just go on to the next parts. It's interesting just how different like the writing style is on each album.
Yeah. I love that sting, that that boop. This guitar line right here at 747 is really cool. This part's badass. It's a cool way to end the track.
I'd love to hear this live.
This vocal style he does in here kind of does make me think of Slayer a little bit when he's kind of just like yelling, like yeah, like
it's not as gruff.
It's not as gruff, but like I don't know if maybe a different band would be the best, but
kind of punk.
Kind of punk. Yeah. I can kind of like going from the Dead Kennedys to this. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah. But no, that would, so that was Brethren of the Cross. So I like that track. Yeah. This next one is, I know I had texted you earlier today that like I would almost need a little bit more time to listen to this because my dumbass kept looping a track and forgetting that I had a whole rest of an album.
It was this one
that I had to go through because I could not stop listening to this track. This track, Void and Virgo, The Nature of Sacrifice, is it hit me kind of like the same way that Pale Companion did.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh my god,
dude!
This fucking track is amazing.
I
fucking love this track. I couldn't like. It's perfect. It has awesome moments in it. The time it does have a nice like vocal break and chorus. It's epic. Like this is the track in the part of the album and the part of the battle where they're charging in and like they're just like going with, they're putting their whole heart into it. No, dude, this. And I felt like a dummy. I was like, dude, you have the rest of this album you still have to listen to, and you've listened to the same track back to back like 3 times already.
But like, man, if there was a track to like to show somebody, or
it's
to, like,
so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking love this track.
They teased this ahead of time. Otherwise, I would have been in your boat because I played this nonstop.
So you knew this going into it. Okay, so like, you know where I'm at with this though. Listening to this for the first time, it's so good.
This is one of the few like I don't know. As I've gotten older, there haven't been as many songs where I'm like, where it just kind of lifts you up, like out of your mind a bit. And this one did it. Like by the time like you get to like the 8-minute mark and like the guitars just keep getting higher and more
For
epic.
an 8-minute song, like I think it's like what 9:30. It's 9 minutes 10 seconds.
It's very like,
and it keeps you engaged the whole time.
right.
It's so good. Toby, my guy.
Toby.
Listen to me, Toby. Toby.
Toby. Not to mention, it's just like a standout, like kind of, it's just the ballad of the album.
I think it is, and it's so beautiful.
Like I've never, it's not often that there's like a Kayo Dot song where you're like, this is just very normal. Like it doesn't throw anything super weird. It's just like doing what it does at its best. Like they don't go out of the scale really. It's like, I don't know. Maybe that was like their thing. They're like, we have like done weird stuff our entire career. The weirdest thing we can do right now is give you the most normal thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a chorus, like, you know,
it's a badass chorus. I love this is probably, oh my god, that synth line at what was that 135. I love that synth tone. Oh my, 130. It's so beautiful. I love that synth. It's that's the synth that took me back to like the old PS1 era, like like the old video games. Like, oh, it's so nostalgic. It tickles my brain. Like I imagine somewhere where like the drug like opiate receptors are at, because it's just like it's so perfect.
That guitar line,
it's so awesome. I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over again. But anybody's listening to this and you haven't listened to this while we're talking about it, just do yourself a favor.
Watch the video too. It'll trip you out.
I need to watch the video, but
dude, the video will fuck you up.
I need to watch it, but listen to Void and Virgo, The Nature Sacrifice, just Void and Virgo by Kayo Dot off of their 2021 album. You will not regret it. It's
this is epic.
I love the lead up into the chorus.
I got excited because I heard an interview with him and he said he's trying to buy a hammered dulcimer.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be for Kayo Dot or for another band, but
yeah.
Like the man can work magic on the keys, so I bet you that's gonna be fucking sick.
Sorry.
I was gonna say this is where you really get to like appreciate his like singing voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That synth is so minimal. They don't overuse it. It's just perfectly placed. The chords they use, the notes they use, with the singing over the top of it, with this kind of like atmosphere going on, kind of like a little fog that's rolling over it.
Yeah.
It's just really setting the tone and the atmosphere. The bass line there. Here.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I listened to this, I just had one headphone in and I was doing like some paperwork. And I was just like, wait, what the fuck is happening? And I had to put both the headphones in and I had to rewind it. And I was like, oh my God, this is epic. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Mm-hmm. And when I was doing that, when I was like playing it back and forth, like whenever it hit this part, I would crank up the volume in my car. Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
Even this line after it. And if I remember correctly, there's a really awesome guitar solo in this track as well. I love this part too, where it goes like, da, 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 da.
Yeah,
it goes down.
There's one after the chorus, or maybe it's after it gets quiet. Oh,
yeah, right here. I just stumbled right on it.
Yeah, this is sick.
And the guitar solos are really nostalgic too, like going back to those crazy 80s power metal guitar solos that are just epic and amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah. I love it. The guitar tones in this whole album are amazing too.
Yeah.
It's so...
I want to know like what equipment they use.
Yeah.
I've got to know. They need to release that info.
I love it.
Hmm.
We're at 6:20 at Moss Group on Void and Virgo. 6:20 in Void and Virgo. Yep.
I've always found it interesting that Toby, whenever he plays live, he plays bass.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Huh.
But the man knows the bass.
Yeah.
Like, there's fat bass tones all over this thing.
Yeah. This synth right here.
Synth.
640 synths. The weird kind of narrated part that's going over top.
I never really picked that up.
Yeah. Washes away.
Mm.
And I believe it goes back into the chorus, I think.
Yeah, and then the epic finale.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking hell, man.
I know we're like really quiet right now,
it's
but
okay.
we're just
Fuck
like
'em.
we're just we're just like
Fuck.
really
Yeah.
it's just so good. You know that meme of that kid that's like, like when you crank up the volume and there's that little kid that's going like,
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Where he's like flailed out, like crying. Listen, that's what I
is that
get.
you?
Yeah, when I first listened to this, that was me.
That's awesome.
So thank you for again showing me something that is awesome and epic.
Yeah,
and
man.
definitely something that I'll continue putting on my rotation. This will not be the last that I listen to this track for sure. I'll definitely be listening to this again. It's amazing, beautiful, and
Watch the video.
I will.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's just like I did listen to the other tracks. It's just my dumb ass was like, this song is so good.
Bro, this is the song. This is what needed to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just kept putting it on repeat. And like I was like, dude, you got other shit here you gotta listen to.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would have been the same way had it not come out like a month or two before.
Yeah.
I remember when it did come out, whenever there's a new Kayo Dot song, I'm like, all right, I need to like put it on the TV. I need to sit right between my sound bar and I need to just sit quietly.
Yeah.
And I did that with that song.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, I'm sure.
because I had the video on too.
Oh, so you were you got like
Yeah.
that
I
experience.
should have
with
made it. I should have made the room like pitch black and just sat like 2 inches in front of the screen and
Yeah.
then just like seen how my day went after that because
Yeah.
probably would have died.
Yeah.
Like not like a bad death, like a Obi-Wan Kenobi death.
Oh, you would have turned into a
would've,
force ghost.
transcended.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby, yeah, just amazing. Like I can't. That this came from your mind and translated into music. Great, good job. It needs more praise. People like
Yeah.
you need more praise, more of a platform because it's awesome.
It's really the first like song since like their debut where I kind of had that like, whoa, because for some reason the debut album's not even on Spotify.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but my favorite song by them is The Manifold Curiosity,
Okay.
and it's not like the same as this at all. It just starts off like with this beautiful like, I think it's a clarinet, but the way the song like evolves, you like end up in the most chaotic, frenzied, like metal, like claustrophobic, nauseating, like ending, and you're like, how the fuck did we get here when it started off like this?
Yeah.
But that was like the last time I really felt like that. There's been a few other moments in their discography I've done that, but I don't know, that's probably my favorite song, and this is probably going to become one of mine too.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I really enjoyed. Clearly, I really enjoyed listening to that track, and it's fair to say it's my favorite on this album. I mean, that's just I'll just put that out there. It's my favorite.
If you had to hold that one like on the shelf, what's your second? Like,
And again, I really liked that part in the necklace right at the beginning. I like that.
oh yeah,
And I really wish, if I listen, let's just continue kind of listening, because that way I can get a better idea of, like what was what. Like I did,
Spectrum of One Color.
and this is where it had the really funny but also cool power metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like how it sounds eerie. And
That bass is so cool too.
the bass is awesome.
Yeah. And this song, like, I remember the second half of this song made me turn up my speakers too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had that moment. I think it was just like that.
You can bang your head to this one.
Yeah. And it's kind of got like this like na 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 like teasing like melody.
Yeah. Is that Tool?
I think
Right here.
Fucking hell. He's so animated on
He
this
is.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah, this.
Oh, this
like
is
after
cool.
this part, super
So-
gorgeous part.
Yeah, we're at 3 minutes into Spectrum of One Color.
That's a cool guitar line too.
It is really cool.
The way it builds and it's like, yeah, the little keys are coming in.
Yeah, I love that build up.
And I love that it's like all the guitars are clean, but yet he's doing his most like wretched growling over
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
We call that a juxtaposition.
yeah. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that like when you
I think if
when
anything-
you have something that's like opposite,
Kind of juxtaposed. Yeah.
kind.
I
I
think.
sounded so intelligent.
Well, I think one thing that our listeners can take away from us, and that we can barely name even musical scales, is that we like music. I mean, we kind of know a bit about music, but we're like no like musical like inclined geniuses or anything.
We're dangerous enough to be able to talk about it, which articulates some things of how.
But when
we
you
feel.
ask me like what scale is that, like I don't know what to fucking tell you.
I don't
dude.
know why I asked you that. Like it meant, like it was gonna mean anything to me. You're like, oh, that's a Dorian, augmented fucking
I couldn't
Phrygian.
fucking tell you just from
But,
listening to it.
If you told me that, I'd be like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I asked.
But there are scales that have certain sounds to it. Like we listen to My Damnation, and there's that one like Egyptian scale. I think that might be Locrian. I'm not sure. Phrygian. I don't fucking know. But there's one of those, or Lydian.
The fact that I have to even like in my brain, I'm still thinking of tab numbers means I have no right. Like, it's like 5 6 5 6 9
Well, I used to be.
on the A string.
Well,
I know that one.
It's a weird thing because I used to play like woodwinds. I used to play saxophone.
That's
and
why I asked you because like
read
you've read music.
Like I was in wind ensemble, which was like our highest band in high school, and I was in a marching band, pep band. I was in all the bands, jazz band. So I knew a lot about reading music on my saxophone. I used to do solo and ensemble, like pretty difficult stuff. And I wanted translating like reading music like on my guitar. I can't, which is weird. I just don't know where I'd have to teach myself. And I know like it takes me some time, but like I know where the chords are. Like I know chords all the way up and down the neck. I know all of that. And my ear is what's really honed in with a guitar.
It's funny.
And I think it's probably the same with you. Like you can like hear a note and know where to find it.
Yeah.
And if you're playing or noodling around, if you hear a note in your head as you're noodling, you know where to reach for it.
It wasn't until I sat down with a piano that I realized how stupid guitars are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it, and just how overcomplicated it is. Like
It
in
is.
our brain, that like the way the notes are laid out. No
Right.
other instruments aren't like this.
No,
There's only
like
one-
I'm sitting in front of a keyboard right now, and it's just like,
Yeah, and the fact that you can play that D, and that's the only D that sounds like that D, but you can play that like 3 times on a
Right.
guitar, depending on what string you are on and where you put your fingers.
there's a D, that same exact D. You're right.
Yeah,
The
so like,
same D, same tone. You just drop the string and then you move it over a bit. And you
that's
got
why
the
there's
same.
like 18 different ways to play
And
a
you better
chord.
fucking hope that your guitar is in tune, because it's going to sound like a D that's like a few cents sharper, flat and gross,
Yeah.
and it's going to sound different. The notes that sound the same are going to sound a little bit different tonally and with more body, depending on where you're playing it on the neck.
Mhm.
Maybe depending on where you're playing on the neck, it'll be easier for your fingers to reach for, you had to think about that too.
That makes it more confusing.
Yeah.
That's when you look at like tabs and you're like, oh, there's 18 variants.
Sometimes
of this one.
people who would write those tabs would write them in the most difficult fucking way. It's just like that note right there that you put like all the way in the other end of the neck. Like it's the same fucking note is like right next to the,
Yeah.
Sometimes they
like
do
a
that.
bot wrote it.
Yeah. They bought, yeah. And it's
Like, how
like,
many
why are you
fingers do you
making
think
me
I
reach
fucking
all the way
have?
over? Yeah. You want me to tap it?
Did you play this? Like, you think this is good?
So you have to, a lot of times I just use tab as a reference and then just kind of figure it out on my own. But I haven't used a tab in forever.
The way they write solos is garbage too.
Yeah. Tablature
no
solos
sense
are
of
the
rhythm.
fucking worst.
Yeah, like
Learning
riffs are fine,
Yeah.
but like they don't even put measures in solos. It's like,
The best way I have found to learn solos I wanted to learn was like YouTube videos.
yeah,
That's the best way to learn any solo. The tab is good to have as kind of like
it gives you all the notes.
it's good to have as like a supplemental part of it. But watching like a YouTube video of a guy playing through it slowly kind of gives you an idea where everything lands rhythmically and just kind of like, I think there was a time when I was trying to learn like sweeping, like Jason Richardson sweeps, and I was watching YouTube videos of how to do it. And I got like I could play for probably 75% the solo from Follow the Signs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah, but it was like not nearly as clean. But like I learned how to do it watching people on YouTube do
Oh.
it, and then supplementing like
That's a cool
tablature
song.
with it. It's badass song, but I got most of the sweeps down. But like getting like the intricate tremolo picking and everything down. Like if you gave me a guitar, I could probably play it, like pick through it, but we're not full speed at all.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So that's our theory talk.
yeah, we kind of don't really know theory, but
Yeah, we're just confused by instruments.
I learned how to play guitar like pretty much everybody in the Midwest learned how to play guitar. You like to listen to metalcore and you picked up a guitar and you tried playing Metallica or Bullet for My Valentine or
I played Green Day.
A7X or Green Day. And then you learned a power chord and then you want to learn to walk.
And then someone taught you how to play drop D, and then you played
Whoa.
zeros for the rest of your life.
I could just play it with one finger.
What if I play the 8 and then it's like melodic?
I really fucked my voice up doing the Watto thing.
Yeah, he fucking committed hard to that. That just makes you appreciate
Yeah.
what Toby went through recording
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
And that he even has a voice left to do Void and Virgo.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know that Spectrum of One Color, isn't that 4 minutes?
It's like 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So technically like 5
That's so
minutes
short.
for him, for this album. Man.
Yeah, there's a song like that on Blasphemy called Blasphemy. It's probably it's a super catchy song, but I feel like it's too short.
Yeah.
I love that album though.
Get
Got
Out of the
box set.
Tower is that bass at the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah.
Sexy.
When I first heard this, I was sad when the screams came in because then it went like a totally different direction. I since appreciate it
Okay.
because Kayo Dot does that to me. Sometimes they do like a very like straightforward thing, and then they're like, let's give you the weirdest fucking combination of notes we can find.
Right.
And then you're like, like they've done this a lot to me, but
Yeah.
and then I always end up liking it.
Yeah.
Because they throw something else in. Like I love the swelling tremolo guitars later in this song, like still in the first third, I think.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, this solos.
The solo at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane how like you said, how like 80s
Right.
epic solo, like you don't hear bands doing this that often anymore.
If going back to your one question of like set Void and Virgo, V and V to the side, and the other, which one the other would be my favorite, I would probably have to say Get Out of the Tower.
Would you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is sick. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's
This guy,
it's
he's
awesome.
insane.
Who do you know the guitarist's name that does
His
the
name's
solo?
Greg Massey.
Greg Massey. You're awesome.
I've almost picked before this came out, I was planning on doing a Muslin album for us. But yeah, this part here, I was like, well, this, I felt like this was like such a shift in like
Mhm.
where I thought the song was gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean that it wouldn't be Kayo Dot if if
Right.
it weren't for this.
And that's 1 minute and 25 seconds into Get Out of the Tower, what we're referring to.
That fucking bass.
Yeah. That rhythm is so weird and kind of nauseating. Like, banana. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, the drums are. I feel like he actually writes down the drum parts.
Like, writes it down and then, yeah.
Because I know, at least in the beginning of Kayo Dot, I know everything was written on sheet music. And I want to say even the drums were, which is crazy.
Oh, this bass and about halfway through.
Oh, yeah. I love that sometimes you're like, is that a guitar or is that a keyboard?
Yeah.
This is one of those moments.
Yeah. The way that it's so attacked, right? The note. It's like plucked.
Every time I think I'm sure what it is, I'm like, maybe not. Maybe it is a guitar. Or it's both. But there's some layering. Ooh.
Oh, about 4 minutes and 18 seconds into it. Sorry, I accidentally clicked. I accidentally did it again.
I had a fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he listened to a lot of like 90s doom metal and gothic metal, and like it makes me want to go and like
explore that.
Actually, I already started. I listened to Wild Honey by Tiamat. I didn't quite get like the Kayo Dot vibe because
this part's weird. He gets sorry, you're saying
it was like sorry.
Like
they mostly played in 4/4, so I'm like I don't quite see the link except maybe sonically.
Okay,
because this is like I don't know what we're playing in half the time.
Yeah,
except Floyd and Virgo.
Yeah,
but yeah. What were you saying about the?
Oh, he just he loses his shit at the end of the song. He just starts repeating the same thing over and over again.
Like, never.
Yeah. I don't know what he's saying. Ever. It kind of sounds like Hitler.
Maybe he's doing. I don't think it's that.
Okay, I know it's not that.
Maybe it's Michael Gierain, where he's just like saying like alternating two words.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's another dope track, man.
What?
It's another dope track.
Oh, yeah.
Am I?
I love the way he ends it.
Yeah.
So cool. And then it's just silence for a little while.
It's a lot of silence.
Yeah.
But then we go into Necklace, which maybe it's like, you guys need a little break. I'll give you that break.
Give you this nice drum solo.
The last thing you're expecting is these synths.
Yeah, and they're so beautiful. Yes.
I like this song just because it's like it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like these two
they're
things.
Just going nuts on the drums, and this nice synth is going over the top of it.
I don't think a guitar ever comes in until like halfway in.
Just losing their shit right now.
And then it ends so like serene.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is super cool. Like I first put this on in a car, listening very quietly, and I'm like, what is happening over on the radio?
What they be putting on the stereo these days
like
on the radio?
Dairy Queen drive-thru, and I'm like, is this the appropriate drive-thru music? I don't think so.
Now I'm just wondering what would be the most inappropriate drive-thru music. Like if you pulled up into a drive-thru playing a certain song, what do you think would get you the most, like the worst reaction?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be Kayo Dot actually. I know. Whenever I want to like, okay, so remember that neighbor guy?
That neighbor
guy that was always pissing me off with his loud car.
At your house?
At my apartment.
Oh, you're at your apartment.
Yeah. Whenever like he was outside, not in his car, I would try to like blast the most horrendous things I could think of. And there is a Kayo Dot song called Floodgate that is like just insanely spastic. And it just sounds like, what the fuck is happening? I like to put that on when I drive by.
Yeah.
Actually, pull that song up.
Pull that shit up. Jamie, pull
We're not
it
on
up.
track 7, but track 7 kind of reminds me of that, except it's so much clearer.
What's the name of that song
It's
again?
called Floodgate, which, I mean, it's an appropriate title. Because the floodgates are open.
Oh, I don't think it's on a...
That's one word.
I love as soon as I start putting K-A-Y, it's just... Or K-A, it's just Kanye.
Oh, it's on the Hubardo album, if you go down there.
Hubardo?
Yeah.
Oh, right, this guy.
Hubardo, by Blasphemy. Scroll down, yeah. I almost picked this, but it's so long.
Oh, it's one word as in floodgate. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was doing wrong.
No, I'd like to blast this when I'm in traffic.
It's absolutely chaotic.
They had the full band for this.
The ride.
I love this. The song took a long time to really get into. But do you hear like all the those woodwinds?
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, they haven't been this crazy in a while.
This is demonic.
This is demonic. This album is so like hot and cold too.
Yeah.
Like play the track before. What is that? The second?
Operation, yeah.
Yeah, go to like halfway in.
What the hell? Oh my gosh, yeah, what the heck's going
Or
on?
maybe more. Go a little further.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There's like a fucking choir in this.
And then we go into
Then we go, and it's like leads into this song, like
Yeah.
the floodgate.
well, that's yeah, you're opening the floodgate.
And then the song before it, click. What is that? The Saturn.
the first matter, Saturn
First
in
Matter,
the guise of sadness.
Yeah, click that, and then like go like halfway into it.
Now we're in like Depeche mode.
Yeah, these 3 songs.
Yeah,
All
that's
in a row.
crazy.
They went on to like make a whole album, kind of exploring this sound.
Yeah.
Coffins on IO.
I love his use of synths.
Ooh.
I love the synths in his work. They're
Yeah.
so cool.
This album's just like it just feels like a compilation of like everything they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about everything. We haven't gotten much to a Pipschition.
Oh yeah. The necklace.
Oh, we didn't talk about the
The
necklace.
middle. The
Oh,
middle.
the
part.
middle of the necklace.
Yeah, the middle part when it like breaks. I love how the guitar just sneaks in. It was doing this before. But you're like,
This
oh.
part right here where it breaks, that is nice.
And then the drums even break, and it kind of
Yeah, we're at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 420 at
plays it, bro.
the necklace. Yeah.
This is like the spaciest. Well, I guess the last track are pretty spacey. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, you know, legitimately ambient. But, yeah, man, I get lost in this part.
Yeah, that is really.
It's
Bruh.
like a nice little, you know. He's still screaming, but
Yeah.
you know, we're not over it. But we're starting to calm down a bit.
It's trippy, man. I like it.
I like it too.
It's gonna put me to sleep. That's what it's gonna do though, because it's relaxing in a weird
Yeah.
kind of way. You're like in a nice, comfy bed, and then like it's like you're.
The synths are like this,
Yeah.
like blanket.
It's like in this blanket, and the yelling is like when your parents are yelling in the other room on a rainy day.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Everyone had that, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't just me.
Yeah. No, that's very normal.
Oh, okay.
It might be actually.
Okay.
Bruh.
Oh, they're gonna play the SpongeBob. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Wah, wah. Him
That's good.
blinking.
I was thinking of the Homer Simpson, like in the under the covers. He's like, "Hey, my bed."
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's that song.
Yeah.
And so Epsiskelion, we go right into that.
Is that how you say it? Epsiskidion?
Sure.
Epsiskidion. Epips.
That's like a portmanteau, right?
Episkidi. Toby. What the fuck is this? Epipitskadian.
I've seen worse. I've seen like there's a Krallis album where it's literally just like every track's like a random number of like the letter I, just like like you just laid on your keyboard.
Yeah.
So it's like 17 I's, and it's like 6 tracks, and they're all titled like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've almost picked us that album, but I had no way of knowing how we could actually communicate about it.
Yeah. So Epipskadian, track 7.
This is dense. This is like shit's hitting the fan.
Yeah, really dense. Yeah.
Fucking
Powerful.
the blast beats.
Yeah.
The blasts.
The blast.
We love a blast. I'm getting so far away from the mic. I'm sorry. Is that
Song
better?
I love a lot.
This song I love a lot.
Yes.
This is like when you're in the editing room as an actor.
This is like being in the editing room when you're an actor.
Yeah.
Shit's getting
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. This whole album, they're like, let's just get into it. Let's dive right in. Yeah, and it kind of has the Floodgate vibe. Although you can actually pick apart the instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this track is like 13 minutes long.
Yeah. I will say at first I was disappointed that it had a 5-minute ambient ending because I thought we were getting like a fucking like a white
We're rocking on
walls,
home,
like,
boys.
Yeah. I'm gonna sneeze in like 5 minutes.
Crazy guitar solo. Bless you.
It was not 5 minutes.
3 minute in, we have like
Oh my god! Yeah.
amazing guitar solo. Craziness. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Greg was probably like, "This is the job of a lifetime. You literally only want me to play guitar solos? Fuck yes. Where do you want them?"
That's kind of what as like, because I never really recorded a whole lot, but like the friends I do record, like you and Tyler, like, dude, we need a guitar solo on this one part.
Oh yeah, did Tyler have you do it too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I know you had me do
I've
solos
had you twice.
And then he's pulled me in to do solos. And that's kind of what I do. Like when he's like, I just need something that's crazy here. Like, okay. And I just kind of just go fucking crazy and it somehow turns out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Tyler know about our podcast?
I don't think I've told him about this, no.
Okay. I haven't either.
Well,
I haven't told many people.
No, just my family.
I've told I've told my family. I did tell my friend Matt because he likes music, but I don't know if Matt's listening. But
I guess I should have spent more time with this track 7 because the more I play it, the more I like it.
Yeah, it's got this like, it gets so trippy and it's just like.
Yeah, you're right. It does have You're right. It does just have all this weird trippy ambience at the end. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's just, that's not a bad way to end the album.
No, not at all.
Trying to think of who else has ended it like this.
So I know we did kind of a weird thing here where we do this with a few albums where we just kind of go from track to track. Like we went 1 through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I'm glad we did that with this one. It's a lot of kind of ground to cover because it is one of the longer albums we've done. And the tracks kind of vary in size as well. But great album. I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed how it was composed, how it was kind of more versatile. Like it wasn't always the same. Like if it was a whole album of nothing but the Watto growls, I don't know how I would have gone through that. But I'm glad that there was that versatile. It was more versatile. I still stand at Void and Virgo being my favorite track. I will add this to a workout mix if I start working out again. It will be there because you're
gonna work out the Void and Virgo.
Oh fuck yeah!
Okay.
Fuck yeah!
I guess it does get like super epic, so that would be good to work out too. I was just thinking at the beginning.
Yeah, it's epic.
Increase the reps.
Yeah, it just makes you think. Like I got the paint and blood smeared on me, and I'm like running, and I'm about ready to face my enemies. I'm gonna like die. I'm gonna die. Because I don't know how to fight like
You're
that.
frontline infantry.
Yeah, but I'm dying for a cause. I don't know what that is, but for
Yeah.
freedom, maybe
Maybe it's just
oil.
yeah, or like if it's Troy, you're fighting because like one dude took your king's wife,
Uh,
and that's what you're fighting for.
yeah.
Feels good.
That's Mario. That's the plot of Mario.
Literally, it is. Is it based on the Iliad?
I don't
All
know.
this fucking time
I don't know.
they're
There's,
ripping off Homer.
man, Mario's got some deep ass lore in it. Anyways,
And probably pretty tight. Like, there's probably
just
not
a
many
trip.
holes in that lore. Like there is Star Wars.
yeah.
Do you remember your mother, Leia? Yeah, she was sad. Like, you saw her for 5 seconds before she
Yeah.
fucking died.
Yeah. God.
I'm still pissed, man.
Oh my god.
There's nothing chuggier than being mad about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Void and Virgo.
Was that what's your favorite track?
I mean, definitely that.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
How could it not be?
Yeah, it's so good.
And I think
The song I love a lot.
that and the
Song I love a
necklace
lot,
are
but
my
it's the
favorites.
lyric content.
Get Out of the Tower. I like that. I like Brother of the Cross. Night
The chorus
Errant.
is-
I mean,
is
those are all
giant.
good. I don't feel like I
It's
would
awesome.
visit those as much as I would
Mhm.
the necklace or Void and Virgo. And even the last track, I think I really like that one.
Okay. Yeah.
The only reason I wouldn't like put that on a playlist is because like I'm not always in the mood for like 6 minutes of noise to close out a song.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
But like the beginning, like there is another song, by Kayo Dot. It's like 18 minutes, and the beginning is just fucking amazing. But then it like does this like crazy like repetition where
Okay.
it like continues to get more and more like messy. But it's like it's sure to listen to passively. You have to like actively get into it. But like I just love that beginning so much. So it's like I want to include that, but like I don't really want to spend the time for the rest of the song because it like
right.
it borders line on like Sun
Yeah.
like
yeah.
textures. There are
Yeah.
drums, but they're like it might be their most gorgeous like instrumental like work. What
Yeah.
song is that called, man? It's off of the second album. But I love that song so much.
hmm
I mean, I love most of what Kayo Dot does. Even if they're doing something where I'm like, I'm not totally sure this was the move. It was still like they never fail to interest me or intrigue me, even if whatever they're doing isn't something that I'm like super into. Like the electronic album they did with the really cool like cover, like that girl they painted.
Okay.
Like that album, I do listen to a few tracks, but overall it's like not my favorite, but I'm still like happy they did it. They kind of explored that type of territory.
Yeah.
So I like they are my favorite band because like they're like always doing something new, or they're like they have a different take on a style, or even like they're like willing to go to like a poppier electronic sound. I'm always like I'm all for that. I think that's cool that they can like leave their established style at the risk of alienating their audience.
Yeah.
Whether or not it is profitable for them might not be. If they had stuck to like making metal albums with like weird jazz fusion, ambient chamber, whatever, like they started off with, they might be in a different place now. But I don't if I don't think they would have ended up here had they done it. So I'm not mad that that's not what happened. But yeah. All in all, I think Kayo Dot and Swans, top bands for me, favorite bands.
Cool.
They're both like bands where I do the shut up and take my money if there's a pre-order. I don't even have to hear a track. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yep.
I'm gonna get that shit.
Give it to me. I
Yeah,
want it.
I want it. Come on,
Yeah.
Mark.
Oh my god. Don't be stingy. But thanks for picking this one. I enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah. Thank you. So that was Moss Grew on the Swords and Plowshares Alike.
We didn't say that name very often.
No, it's a long name. It's a long ass fucking name. It's a cool name. It's long. But Kayo Dot's 2021 album, Moss Grew on the Swords and Plowshares Alike. No, we said it, but we were trying to be fucking like Groundkeeper Willie when we were doing it.
I'm mad they didn't like write that on the album like they did with all their other like albums.
It's not on the album cover. Yeah.
I think it's like on the back. But like this was like, it'd be funny if it like cut off.
Oh yeah, because it was so long because they ran out of space. That might have been it. It's just like this
That would
is
have
such.
been that would have been a very cheeky thing to do.
Yeah, it's just we don't have any
Yeah.
room for this title.
Oh, let's fucking cut it off. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyways, loved it. It was great. Void Virgo, top tier. Great. Awesome. So that was that. And I guess now is kind of a time for me to kind of talk about this week's album.
What is it?
You know, this has been kind of a weird week because I'm more prepared typically than I am before I was this episode. And I was just kind of rushing to put, so I had a few ideas in mind and I kind of wanted to do something different, trying to explore some artists that I've always had an interest in listening to, but haven't had a chance to. And this is one that's always kind of caught my eye. I've seen it kind of on the Facebook pages here and there. And, this is somebody who I think is an interesting artist. I really enjoy their production, what they produce. I know that I like how they're out there.
It's Kanye.
No,
Okay.
it's not Kanye. It's Tyler, the Creator's Igor.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to listen to that.
Okay.
Have you listened to it yet?
You know, I never made it all the way through it.
Okay.
I'm not very familiar with it.
Okay. I want to listen to it.
Okay.
I've always seen it. The album cover's cool. I like the way it's just his
It
face.
is beloved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those where I just didn't.
It was either that or Flower Boy. And
Okay, I do know that one.
yeah, and that's the one with Who Dat Boy.
Yeah.
Homies. And I think that one got a lot of hate, I think.
Did it?
I can't
I
remember.
think Cherry Bomb was his
I can't quite
his
remember.
dud. Like that's what
I remember the chart posting people that I don't think they liked Flower Boy a whole lot. And I'd have to double check that.
Yeah.
But I want to listen to Igor. It is, I know it is beloved. And I've watched like some videos about it. I guess like just the amount of creativity and like kind of like Easter eggs he puts into the album. Like he put a lot of thought into it. And like, like an Easter egg in a game, you do something specific and you kind of find it. Like people listen to it and it's just like, I see what you did there. You did something here with the note. Like he ends on a note in a way that it's like at the beginning of the song he begins and it's weird. He does
Like an Archer,
what do you mean?
where they'll end the scene like with like they're following like two people and they'll end the scene, but the dialogue like somehow picks up in a totally different scene with like other people. You know what I'm talking about?
I know
Like,
what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just kind of cutting.
Fucked that up, that explanation.
No, it's fine. I'm not explaining it myself, but
Like
we'll talk
like
a little
two
bit
characters
more.
be like, why would I do this? And then it'll like skip to like new characters like, well, because
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not even like the same. They're not even talking about the same thing because they're obviously not in the same place. Is it like that? We're like,
No.
no.
I don't know. It
Okay.
could be. It very
We'll
much could
figure
be.
it out then. Let's fucking
We'll listen to it. So we're gonna listen to Igor,
do it. Good pick. I don't know this one very well.
and we're gonna listen to it, and we're gonna enjoy it. So that's what we're gonna listen to. Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
Anything else to add before we go? Any other?
I could talk about Kayo Dot for hours.
I know you could. Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
cut it there. 'Cause-
Cut it there.
yeah, because there's
Nothing on.
Yeah,
Like the
let's-
Travis Scott stuff. Nothing like that.
Oh fuck yeah! I was gonna talk about that.
Yeah. The Travis Scott incident and things like that. R.I.P. all of those.
Yeah,
and
goddamn.
to all those that are in recovery from that, recovering.
What a weird like response from people. It's like people
Yeah.
either like, oh, you couldn't hear or see him. Like there's fucking
Right.
ambulance vehicles. Like any other band would have stopped. Then people are like, this is clearly Satanism.
Yeah, because I think he does have, and I don't listen to a lot of Travis Scott, if not all at all, and I think people say he has like this Satan is like, and that's the thing, like true Satanism, like I don't think they really call for the like all of this type
I don't think Travis Scott's a Satanist.
I just
He's
think
not a very good one at that.
no, it's just the videos and everything that came out from all of it, and from the festival, and from the perspectives I've heard from it, it's just really kind of damning that he clearly kind of could see, he clearly could see that there was stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever been in, I was telling Jordan, and this is a show that you were with, the only time I've been in a crowd that was like that compact was kind of when we were going into Alpine for that one Dead show. You remember that?
Yeah.
When we were like, it was the line to get into the
Wrigley
venue.
was pretty bad the second day.
You're right.
I think that was worse.
That was awful.
Uh-huh.
Getting into the Wrigley, the second show for Dead and Company.
Yeah.
You couldn't even move your arms from your side. And I was reading up on a little bit more information on what crowd crushing is and kind of like the key signs to look for. And like it said, like if you can't move your hands, like if you can't move your hands in front of your face, that's when you're in like some kind of danger. That's like, and like we were in that situation. Like,
I was in that Lana Del Rey too then.
Yeah, I think it might have just been kind of exaggerating a little bit, but like it's still scary. Like if you're stuck in that, like I get anxious. You know, I can do it for so long. I know Jordan was freaking out after a bit, and it subsided when we're at Alpine. But yeah, it's scary.
That's a shitty venue, honestly. Like the endurance part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lana Del Rey, there was a crowd surge right at the beginning. And I was like, I've never experienced this. But I'm like, well, dude, you've never been to a show that actually had visitors. So.
That's true. Yeah, because you went to an actual like popular artist.
I'm like, man, I had fucking...
Which Dead Company is too, but you're not going to see a bunch of old hippies like
they're not
crushing each other. No,
yeah,
they're stoned and just kind of tumbling around, just kind of, dancing. Why'd you do that? Oh, I'm a fucking dumbass. Oh, no.
Listen to my Dead and Company. No, Swan's like you had 6 feet between you and everybody there, but I guess that's just the choice of music I have is but like they could have operated under COVID protocols.
It's just so sad because like we were even just talking last episode about Dead Kennedys, and there was a part of it I was talking about how funny I thought it was about how he was even like berating the crowd. Not berating, I don't want to say Jello was berating, but he was like, we don't have bouncers because we're anti-bouncer, they're bullies, we're here to have fun, but in order to do so we have to be safe. And he did that before every song. Like, we need your knees off the stage, we need you to get away from this, everybody take a couple steps back. And this is at a punk show, right? And then so many other shows are circling, and it's like, you guys need to back up, or somebody fell and we need to pick them up. And this is just clearly just a lack of care for the audience. It
really was.
Yeah. People were dancing on the ambulances as they were trying to get through. Like, he could have fucking saw that shit.
And he went on for 37 minutes.
Yeah.
After it like got crazy. And like people at the beginning, like I saw videos of like them like just busting through like the
fence. Yeah.
Yeah. To get in.
And the security, like, I can't blame the security. Like, they're probably underpaid. And if I was a security on that day, I would.
It was probably oversold too.
Yeah, if people were running at me like that, I would just be like, okay, have fun.
What can you do if there's that many people?
But like my concern would be like if people were under that fence, that people were running, like getting trampled that way, man. It's just so scary when you have. I guess I was researching crowd crushing, and I think like the most common things are like sporting events. I guess is pretty common. I know religious events. So like a lot of things that really gather like human attention. I think
crowd crushing at churches.
Not churches, but if you think of like people like going to like Mecca, things like that in the Middle East and in that area, and pilgrimages, things like that. And I think the other one might have been like political things. Music definitely would, like we're saying, talking about, but and that amount of people in one space does freak me out a little bit, but that could have been handled so much better. That's putting it lightly, but we were just talking about Jello Biafra, like making fun of the Pink Floyd people in the front, but he still like, we're going to have fun and we're going to take care of each other. But also, fuck you, turn the lights down, right?
I was also watching, it's funny that we talked about this last week, because I was watching some Fugazi concerts, and like at the beginning, they walk out there super like quiet. There's no like epic like music as they walk out. They're like, hello, everyone. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so we have to cover a few things. You see this front row here? These are people.
Right.
Do not push, because there are humans up here.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. And then it's like, we're going to fucking melt your face off now. But there's
And there's a cool, I mean, it's terrifying, but like this video I was watching was giving it kind of examples of like when you have so many people condensed in one area, like it's like throwing a pebble into a pond. It's a ripple effect. It's crazy. It's like dominoes. Yeah. Like if I were standing in that and I like push forward just slightly, you can see like a wave of how that affects just kind of pushed everybody like for feet and like yards forward.
There's a good video of it's an Oasis concert. Have you seen that? There's like this crazy crowd surging and they like have this aerial shot and it just looks like a wave.
It's scary, man.
I've rarely been to concerts that are
like World War Z.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's because I'm old, but I have zero desire to get close. Like I don't care. Like that's a human up on that stage. I don't need to be that close. For one, it's gonna sound
unless
like
it's,
shit.
Of course, every time I die,
bro. Even that was not like that.
When you almost killed me.
Like, so I really am disgusted when like metalheads are like looking at this incident and then just patting themselves on the back because they're like, oh, we care about each other. That meme I sent you.
Well, can you read that?
No, I don't want to read that.
You don't. Fuck it. Where's my phone? It's hilarious.
But so like they took this opportunity to be like, look, this is how terrible rap music is and how much better metal is because we care about each other. Like that is not the answer that you need to give at this time. That you're safe and that you pick people up, as if metal shows have not been violent. They have.
If you see another metalhead with a bouquet you like better, you are able to switch them and you both hug it out. There's no other reason to do this besides showing the rest of the world that we are the most wholesome creatures on planet Earth. One time when I saw Slayer back in '86 and they had just started playing Seasons in the Abyss as their encore, we collectively, as an audience, decided to mutually masturbate to congratulate one another, yet another completely safe environment for all those involved. A couple minutes in, several of the audience members began slipping and falling amidst all the cum. Kerry King himself. Sorry, do you even know who Kerry King is? Anyway, this god among men held his arms up and refused to keep playing until he knew everyone was safe. He then climbed down from the stage and scaled the rivers of cum and assorted flower petals to shake each one of our hands on a job well done. We all erupted into thunderous applause and hugs. It's called Metal Brotherhood. Take a note, rap fans.
I hate that. Like, that's so funny.
This would have never have happened at a metal show.
That's bullshit.
Thank you, Nathan Rumler, who posted that. That's hilarious.
It's such bullshit.
You find a lot of good people at shows, and I've definitely found like dickheads who take the mosh too seriously, and they're like, "We're gonna fucking kill people." Like, no, there's kids here, dude.
And nothing says like the fact that you want to like proclaim that you're peace and loving while saying like degrading another genre for not being peace and loving is so stupid. Like, one of the things that Travis Scott's concert is different is that there are young people at this show, like very young people. It was
advertised as a fucking all ages thing.
Probably shouldn't have been.
It should not have been.
Yeah, like you crusty neckbeards going to fucking Slayer. Like you don't have to worry about running over kids unless it's like, I don't know, unless you brought your kid.
Right.
But like it's totally different audiences.
It is.
You're probably going to pick someone up because you're an adult.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And
it's like it's just disappointing, like that like the responses that this has gotten. It's like other people defending Travis Scott as if there aren't like numerous examples of other bands and artists who have like stopped
their show.
Yeah.
And there's a infamous one of Chester Bennington.
Oh yeah.
Linkin Park stopping their show and picking people up, and then Slipknot.
I love that that's the one people that use because that was one of the biggest bands ever for a very long time.
Absolutely.
And like,
absolutely,
they were playing sold out shows, venues, arenas, and they could still look out in the audience and see that like shit was not right, or there was like red and blue lights flashing. Like that should be your number one sign to stop playing.
Right. These are your fans. These are the people who came to see you because they love you and they support you. Without these people at your show, you're nothing.
Do you see the video?
You want to make sure that they're safe.
Do you see the video of Travis when he's crowd surfing and someone took his shoe and he like,
he's
just like beat the fuck out of that guy.
You know what's a smart fucking thing to do? When you have all that power and all these people that look up to you,
they would have killed that guy.
fucking torn him to shreds, like a bunch of like, you know, like, oh my God. Like, if you have that much power in a setting like that and you're telling somebody to beat the shit out of somebody,
the mob mentality
it's,
of like
oh my
a crowd,
God.
like holy
This
shit.
kid's, I don't know what happened to the kid, but then there was another incident. So 'cause he incites these kind of violent things at his shows, and that's what you see a lot.
Did you see the Lala thing where he incited a riot and he played like one song and then he like fled?
Yeah. Incited a riot.
He is going to be destroyed in court.
Oh yeah.
This like
he's
precedent.
getting, there's already so many lawsuits and shit. There was one thing where a crowd surge had knocked a kid off of a guy off of a balcony. He's paralyzed. Oh, this is so fucking sad. Yeah. And then somebody else tried to kind of reenact it, and he was like hanging off the balcony. This kid didn't get hurt, but like Travis is like, I see you there. Jump, do it. And he jumped.
What?
Yeah. Travis doesn't give a fuck.
Oh
he likes this shit happening at his show. That's probably why he didn't stop. It's because he likes the chaos.
That's insane, man.
Yeah. He incites this shit.
Man. I was planning at some point on picking Rodeo for us to review. I don't think I can do it.
I don't think we need to give him any more of a platform. I'm truly disgusted. And people are like, who's to blame for this? Is it the venue? Is it the agent? Like Live Nation? I think like they're all complicit. You know, like
I would say Live Nation especially. I mean, Travis like someone could have even gone on stage and like whispered in his ear, like, "Hey, dude, shit's fucked up down
People
there."
were jumping on stage trying to get, and there was this one video circulating of them yelling at a cameraman. And for the cameraman's credit, don't be mean to the cameraman. He probably had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
but there's people with walkies. Like, and at one point, Travis even stopped and said, "Who's saying stop the show?" And then he starts the show again.
Yeah,
he's like staring down as like an unconscious body is being, and he's like on his weird tower thing, staring down as a body is being taken out of the crowd. Like he fucking knew. And then there's like the whole Kylie thing. It's just like, but Kylie and her baby are safe. The pregnant baby, the baby and Kylie's they're safe. It's like no fucking shit.
I think she was in the fucking general admission spot.
The whole thing is just fucked, and you know, I'm furious because there were lives lost because of this negligence, because of this, that 8 people, I think like young people who were sorry, I'm not laughing at that. You hit the mic,
mic, yeah.
But had passed away, and that's just so fucking sad. And music, like I love live music, you know, if I go to a concert, I'd want to know that everybody went and had a good time and left, you know, safely. And, you know, I haven't been to a show like that before. I haven't been to a big festival like that before. I've been to quite a few concerts, and nothing like that has ever happened to me. I've been in pretty close proximity to other people around me, but not to any point that I was afraid my life was at risk.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the hands thing, because I didn't really, I lawned it already. I couldn't really get to my face.
How far, like how long were you in that situation? Was that just getting into the venue, or was that at the show?
It was at the show.
Oh yeah,
she should have been in like a stadium, because like that line wrapped around the entire place, and
that'd be kind of scary.
I just grew up thinking you could just walk right into the show, because like, well, why would I think that? Because I've only ever listened to like bands with 10,000 monthly listeners, so
right.
It was just a shock to me that I'm like, wow, why is everyone pushing? It's a human being up there.
Yeah, just sad. You know, my thoughts are with everybody involved, and yeah, his apology video was fucking pathetic.
Oh yeah, he took it down too.
Good.
I hope that at least this will address, like, I mean, like Woodstock '99. Everyone beckons back to that. I don't think
Red Hot Chili Peppers playing Fire as everything's on fire, and the fire department's like, can you please stop playing and like tell these people?
They played while they were setting shit on fire?
I think so.
I thought the fires happened after Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
But my argument was, like, I think Limp Bizkit would have stopped had people been setting shit on fire, but maybe Red Hot Chili Peppers aren't.
Dude, Gen X just wanted the world to burn.
They kind of did. But, like, the riots happened, but it was, like, after they stopped playing. But playing break stuff might have incited
something
it.
to break.
But I think even Fred would have been like, hey, we should maybe stop that. But I don't know. I don't know Fred that well.
That's all, like, the Gen X kids had to do for fun. They just like set shit on fire, break things.
Do you think that's why the Zoomers are doing this?
Maybe.
Why? So the millennials are like peaceful fuckers or something? Is that what we're gathering? Because like it seems like everything's repeating.
We are kind of different because we don't like the millennials are definitely kind of like we don't want to upset anybody, disturb anybody, get into anybody's
The
way.
Zoomers are like, let's burn it down, bitches.
Yeah. The Zoomers are like burn it down, bitches. The Gen X's, which is like my parents' generation, were definitely the let's burn this shit down. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I used to go to Milwaukee Summerfest a lot, and they had like 1-story bleachers
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to the front of the stage.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So that you could never crush anybody in that really, unless you like shit
Right.
really got fucked.
I mean,
But-
that's why I like having just regular seating at shows. Like
Yeah.
our seating at Wrigley, like you have plenty of room. You have your foot, like square foot, but like kind of like area
Right.
that's yours to stand and
Or, like-
sit if you want to. Like I don't need to be like on the fucking grass. Like
I mean, we saw Slayer and we were in chairs, and I mean, if we were in the pit, it probably would have felt cooler to be down in it.
yeah, my anxiety would have taken over, I think. But
Yeah. But like, I mean, what else have we seen? Like Swans, we've
Well,
seen Bell Witch.
I liked
Neurosis.
those. I think of everything. I really enjoyed more of those intimate shows we've been to, like Swans and
Mm-hmm.
Neurosis and Bell Witch, because it's like you're on the floor, but you're not crowded. There's
Right.
people kind of swimming through the lanes and everything, but you have like 2 feet kind of around you. It seemed
Yeah.
at least a foot. It definitely felt like if you needed to leave, you could leave. If you needed to use it, like you had room at those shows,
Mhm.
right? I've been to Chicago theater to see Bob Weir, and that was kind of, but you still have like a chair, and you have that you're not going to get crushed.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I guess like for some, like they like the, I don't know, the primal side of it.
right.
But even Warp Tour, I don't feel like I've ever been like in that tight of a scenario to where I literally didn't think I could escape.
The cool
if I
thing about
wanted.
those though is that there's multiple
Right.
things
So, like,
going on at once, so that there's
That's
not
probably
everybody.
why it couldn't have happened.
Because
there.
there's a lot of people not concentrated on just one stage unless one particularly, but like you'll still have fans of one band stay to hear. So like it's broken up, right?
It is broken up, yeah. And everyone's there for a different reason. Where
exactly.
Astral World, it's like one stage, and
If they
Yeah.
broke it up in different artists, had like a side stage, like
or if it was at a venue like the the one we go to for like Warp Tour, where you
Right.
have like there's a pit, but there's also a fuck ton of seats all around.
there's
the
an
place.
amphitheater, but there's also
Yeah,
a
an
bunch of,
amphitheater.
Yeah.
that would be a good solution. That way, like if you want to like go and fuck shit up, you can.
right.
You might break your nose or some shit, but that's kind of normal. Yeah, I mean, I don't know like what the worst incident ever has been, but like I'm having trouble even thinking of like a show where that many people died like
I think
that.
the Who had a pretty big incident.
So we have to go back to like the 60s to
Um,
go to like.
I'm sure there's others.
That's crazy.
I was researching a bit. I know
Did
there's.
anyone die at Woodstock '99?
I'd have to look, but I'm not sure.
Everyone just talks about how they like had to walk in shit all day and like
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
it's the toilets backed up and but like
Yeah,
so maybe people died of dysentery later on or
like
some
the
shit,
Oregon
but,
Trail or some shit.
But yeah, no, I don't know if anyone actually died by being crushed to death, which just sounds.
awful.
I'm thinking of this
Asphyxiated,
fucking
yeah.
that Game of Thrones episode.
I didn't watch it, probably no.
Yeah,
but
there's this horrific scene. That's what made me think of like when
Yeah.
I saw the Travis Scott video. It's like, oh my god.
yeah, it's like a domino effect. Like one wall of people go down, and it kind of just like like boom, 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 and then the next thing you know, like you're stuck on the ground and you're like trying to get up, but you have the weight of so many other human bodies on you that you can't. Right?
Yeah.
It's so terrifying to think about, and it just has to be just one of the worst ways.
Right. And just the response is like not helpful, like to actually make any impactful changes, like it's Satanism or no, just like metal music, like that's
Right.
that's what you're proposing. Or the other people are like, you guys need to do more research. He probably didn't even notice it. I'm like, no, they did their research, and that's why they're saying this shit. You didn't do your research, and that's why you're
Right.
saying, oh, you need to do more research.
Right.
I don't know. The guy shouldn't demonize him. Yes, we actually should, because he has a history of this. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't do anything about it. No one else went up to tell the guy, maybe you should stop playing. So, I mean, it's on everybody involved in this whole, like
Yeah.
Live Nation, a very established, like, concert promoter,
Yeah.
who did Woodstock 99, mind you, they remember.
Yeah.
So I mean, this should not have happened, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, because I think enough people are pissed off by it.
My mind always just goes to is like, you are the one with the microphone that's wired into all of the speakers. Yeah. You are the one on the stage.
You are not innocent.
You are the one who has to say, and people will listen to you, right?
Yeah. Also, it's his festival.
Yeah.
It's not even like I was invited here. You are putting this on, so you are a promoter as well as the actual artist. So you have like dual responsibility, and that means you're like double culpable for all this shit. So I hope they throw every book at him and every law at him, and that's not just because I'm mad that he hasn't made something better since Rodeo, but
it's not. Yeah, it's purely just from the standpoint of this was cruel. This was negligent. This was just awful.
Yeah, and I don't say that lightly, because like Antidote's a pretty dope song and I love it. And I don't think I can listen to that for a while, man.
You can like the art, not like the artist.
Yeah, I mean,
to a degree.
To maybe. A degree, yeah. I mean, this one's you can probably still listen to his music. Like I don't think it's like as bad as like watching a Cosby.
I'm glad I was never really a fan of him. I don't know. It just his name was everywhere.
I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really heartbroken. It's like I don't think he's that great, but
yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was another thing that he had his one of his first managers spoke out and said, y'all, you think that Travis, you think now that he's a terrible person? So this manager actually suffers from epileptic seizures, and Travis left him in the recordings in the studio while he was having a seizure.
What?
And just said, okay, bye, and left. Just left him. God. Just left him there to struggle.
That's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I can't listen to Antidote.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
So that's just kind of, I just wanted to touch just a little bit on that. Concerts, I haven't been to a concert in a while. COVID has really squashed that a lot. I miss shows. I love live music. Can't wait to do it again. But I just highly recommend anybody who's listening to this, educate yourselves on Crowd Crush. Find what are some good things to do if you're caught in a situation like that. I know, like I was just mentioning, determine the density of the crowd that you're in, kind of determine the flow of the people and where you're going. If you feel like you're getting uncomfortable, don't think too much about what your next step's going to be. Make that decision as soon as possible, because that opportunity can be missed really quickly. And if it gets too dense to the point that it is becoming dangerous, again, like to the point you can't lift your hands up to your face or up, you can't move, try and find the closest ledge or anything you can climb up to.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I totally remember at that Lana concert, I did see someone go down.
Yeah. I've seen people go down at shows all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. But it wasn't enough to make me say I should probably get out of here. But you mentioned not being able to bring your hands up. Maybe I should have, because if that had gone a different way, man, people would just get so excited and crazy. So I mean, I wish there was a way that you could tell people to calm the fuck down. Like it's just a human. Right. You're gonna be able to hear the concert just fine. You
don't have to be as close as you can.
There's no need to push like that.
Right. But you don't need to be elbows to assholes.
But
guys.
I don't want to put all the blame on that versus the people who should be controlling that, because that's kind of inevitable that especially a bunch of young kids essentially are going to be fucking animals. So how do you prepare for that?
Right.
Maybe not sell that many tickets.
Maybe
have your guy stop the show or have safety protocols
in place. And the thing is, with that fence situation we were talking about, this isn't the first time that he's seen a show open like that. It's you could have learned from this from previous events where
exactly,
and he actually promoted that behavior. He was just look at these crazy guys trying to get in. Good on I'm not quoting him directly verbatim, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Those darn kids.
But anyways, again, I just want to touch just a little bit on that, because I love music. I love live music, and just be safe and be smart. And if you ever feel like you're unsafe in a place like that, I just hope that you're listening to an artist who's smart enough and kind enough and doing his fucking job of helping out people who fall at their
and
shows.
Most do. This is why we're talking about this, because it's rare thing to happen
Yeah.
at concerts. Most of them go on fine. I think the biggest thing for most festivals is like lack of water.
Yep.
That
Dehydrating.
A lot of people go
yeah.
down that way.
Yeah.
And people have died from that too. So I mean, that's definitely a more.
I've been in situations where it's like I was at a show and it was fucking hot. And like getting a water, like, yeah.
Fucking Warped Tour, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how we did.
Well, that's the other thing is like
11
the
to
only
6
thing you're
p.m.
drinking lies like beer and stuff too, and like that's not good for you in that situation. That's what they
Yeah.
tell you too is like don't drink beer, drink water. Yeah.
Yeah, beer is just like drinking a Bud Light of
Yeah.
fucking those big ass cups they give you.
Yeah.
And fucking hot day, and you have to sit through We the Kings.
Yeah. But anyways,
we were
guys.
21 then though.
Yeah, we were. But anyways, guys, that's kind of I think where we're gonna end this. This has been a long episode, but it's fine. I think we had a good discussion. Probably gonna play some Star Wars at some point.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I gotta let this render and all that.
Yeah.
You want to play Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go home and
Yeah.
I'll go home and we can play together.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. And next week we'll be talking about Igor by Tyler the Creator. So thanks, guys. And
Thank you.
Yep. And as always, all hail Lord Foog the Toast.
Lord Foog the Toast.
Nice.
And then kisses,
Kisses.
guys. Kisses.
How long was this?
Oh, we went for 2 hours on the nose.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a long episode.
This is I can't believe I forgot about the Travis Scott shit. It's just been, yeah. Yeah. Big, yeah. Yeah.